Good evening. This is John Presco, president of Roy Rosamond Press, March 3rd, no, it's the 4th, at 9:18 p.m. Um, 5 days ago, I found Chapman's, come on, Steve, Rick Chapman, website on Maribaba, and he was a Baba boy. Maribaba gathered these acid heads around him and gave them instructions to spread a message uh, for the young people to stop taking LSD and smoking marijuana. And that's something he attempted to do. He found a website where he talks about this. And that prompted me to start texting Peter Shapiro again. We hadn't done so for a couple months. I found this very important because he was at the first acid test, first playing with the marbles, and then playing with the loading zone. And the Who came to mind, and Peter Townsend was a follower of Maribaba. A couple of albums were based upon Baba, and including Tommy, which is influenced by Maribaba. It has that message that Rick Chapman, as a Baba boy, was spreading all over the world. And I met Rick in 1988 when I went to Portland to a big Baba meeting at a Catholic college. And he set up a camera in the Rose Garden on Sunday to talk about forming a religion around him. And I was one of the first to speak. And I nixed it because, well, and then when I came home, my relative, Michael Dunn, gave me the Bible, and I said, no thanks. But then I remembered what I had said in the Rose Garden, and I was rejecting something I didn't even know what I was rejecting. So I picked it up. A couple of days later, I read it, and basically I'm having a conversation with Jesus in a little trailer on the Kinsey River, and then I began to study the Bible. Got some revelations. So anyway, I picked this up. See, every day I fight the Christian right on my blog while you and Christine want money. I don't blog for money. Peter Shapiro. Blog, baby, blog. How's it going today? This is Thursday, 7:55 a.m. Extremely well. Extremely well. The Hierophant is on. The Holy Warpath. I just discovered Tommy is now on Broadway. Tommy is about Bob and Doc James, who Doc James introduced into the 13th Street acid rock camp with Maharishi levitators and mind cloggers. Our texts now have value because you played with the Who got booked by Greedy Billy, who stuck it to our Christine Jesus. I just tried calling Christ again. Did her brother drop her phone? He said she had a new number. The stigmatic female Christ has fainting spells all over the village because she is being treated by a Christian witch doctor who puts leeches on her to suck out the imposter blue blood. She has a small cult following that hold faint-ins on the spots she fainted. This is me and Peter for 2 years have been doing this sort of, stream of consciousness, Jack Kerouac, uh, come on, you know what I'm saying. Drew with a symbol. Allen Ginsberg. And then Peter gives me your new number. Allow me to title your works, and you may see an increase in your online fame and activity. Dogged East. Get some real life boots on the ground background cover for the Lives of the New York Hierophant. So Peter suggests that retitle. We were trying to help Christine get a new roof, and we were bantering back and forth for almost 2 years to come up with some kind of music or a play or a book. The last hippies discuss the end of the world, basically, end of our world. So he suggested the New York Hierophant. So I could probably help cover your meal chits at the 2 a.m. meal stops in Kansas. He's always been trying to get me on the Greyhound to go Pennsylvania. They got great hot tuna on toast at the Kansas stop with the green jello you can eat, with all the green jello you can eat. There's great hot tune there for a Broadway show. A chorus of hot gay guys try to lure me into the bathroom. Larry Davis can direct. We lost Lewis. Get choked up about that. Could have written hot tunes for the Zone if you just asked. Instead, you threw me out for eating all your earth bread and fucking greedy Billy's sideboard squeeze. Now I'm delayed in Kansas as one fag after another offers me the best blowjob of my life. Come in the John with me, Johnny. So I'm talking about, we got to get our story, on Broadway. Tommy just went on to Broadway, so we got to get the Loading Zone, the Marbles, the Who, and the Bobby people that lived there on 13th Street, the Loading Zone. I was living there. I was one of them. I could have been a contender. Could have been the Hierophant of New York City if she hadn't crossed my path. Just talked to C. She said she was just thinking about me because I saved her life, and she owes her life to me. Christine is the slowest learner. I told her this truth is applicable to everyone since the dawn of time. She did pass out and refused to be taken to the hospital. Why? I had too much to do, she says. Because I'm the fainting lady of New York City. Boom, I go right into another tune. I'm on a roll here. I mean, this is talking with my old friend, buddy, and roommate. Peter and I lived on Pennyman, Oakland, and then in Alameda we lived in a big Victorian, and then we lived with the Loading Zone. The fainting stars of yesteryear. This is Peter. The fainting stars of yesterday return to the Oakland stage in the short one-act Kansas restroom romance. La Belle Dame Sans Mercy. Google it. When I called, someone was there fixing her stove. I think he's her new knight who took her home in his Bentley when she refused the ambulance. Very loudly, she thanked me for saving her life. Biographer. I think they're going out for a $100 burger, and his wife, she may not be. Call me later. About fucking time. The fainting old village lady is a winner. The old mob would want in on the action. A cut for protection. Christine Wandell raves about Vinny the Chin, who lived right down the street on Carmine. The Hierophant of New York is a winner. I see an action comic book made into a movie. Just like the Italian Pope, Mr. H comes to the rescue of villagers and offers them absolution. No thanks, Padre. I'm innocent. Michael Cohen is his attorney. Again, I go right into a vision of a comic book, The Hierophant and the Fainting Lady in New York. I knew the old stove was going to blow, says Peter. Why we fucked around in Penn when we got New York and Village? Did we live on Pennyman? Fainting Lady meets the Hierophant. Now we bring in Reuben Blades of the Bunko Squad. Here's Peter's response. The Pirate of Oakland. Interviewed by the flagging hero. I can't see what you're sending me to download. No penis pics, please. Read my new post on my blog. I'm watching Tom Lehrer. Lehrer writes our kind of songs, crazy Jewish thinker. Google Tom Lehrer, who's 95. We'd love to add to our pithy shit. Damn, you can only receive 64 letters or so. Time to upgrade, Holmes. Here's my email. Preskowitz and Braskowitz. Original spelling from Bohemia. And here's Peter cutting and pasting what he tried to download. The hope is to raise enough wampum to order their favorite meal, chicken fried steak, and then smoke a cheap cigar. He talks about my phone being a little bit. Wilco, I see Phil Silvers walking the theater district about 6 a.m. I said hello and he spit on the ground. Good first line for a novel, according to some, that spitting is a sign of genius, says Peter. Bill Graham back to satirist. Did you meet any? I will blog on this art form. Wow, I just read a Rolling Stones article on Bill exploding at Steve Gaskin. There's recording. This is gold. Google Rick Chapman, who was a Baba boy, acid heads that the Abertour used to end drug taking. Doc James has to know him. He's 85. I wrote him and other Baba lovers. I've got callbacks that Rick may be leery. We met in Portland. I see musical play with Gaskin, where Gaskin talks Bill into getting a spiritual life by booking Baba to break his silence on stage at the Fillmore, the 13th Street Tantric Tricksters. But Baba put Baba up in Oakland, and his devotees help repel the angry hoodlums that want to burn the house down at 13th Street. Peter. Paris, my good friend, Mike Knapp used to set raging leaf fires on the side of 13th. Hellacious amount of smog. I saw smoke. I think fire department came. There was a family of Mexicans living left side next door. The kid used to hang out in the basement. Shit, this is too many characters. And Peter's input. We've been lowballing it. Fuck Penn and that village artist who built Christine. That Mexican kid is gold. We see through his eyes the big acid rock show that came to his hood with gurus galore. Then he hears the big cheese from India is coming, the West Oakland story. And so we're off on this whole different project now. Baba wants to see the old blues guys on 7th Street to give them darshan because they influenced Jim Reeves, who God fell in love with while driving across country in the 57 Ford Fairlane. I'm tight with the black Oakland historian. Will Baba folks find backers? Gavin Newsom just declared he's giving $1 billion to save Oakland. Bill booked the Oakland Coliseum. Peter, GoFundMe.com, save the West Side, bring on the Mexican hitmen. Me, Pope Francis gets wind of the big God gig and sends his golds and cardinals who hire a Mexican dance troupe, not knowing they are transvestites. Oh, we're juggling all these ideas. The show must go on. Shoot the dancers? This is a sequel to It's a Mad, Mad World starring Phil Silvers. The Coliseum is abandoned and up for grabs. The Raiders, A's jump the ship. A new baseball team is going to play in the old field in West Oakland, where the loading zone. In Oakland, where is the loading zone when we need them? They became the tantric tricksters and put on a psychedelic raves in Israel. Can we get them? There's $1 billion here. The governor has no answers and wants out of the big promise he made so he can run for president. The cities always throw a song and a dance show at the people, then sneak out the back door. This works for me. I'll write real skit and send it out. Bam, all the, just in a matter. Let's see, what time is it? We started writing 7:30 in the morning. I mean, this is all in one day. Saving Oakland, the long con. We should know. Google the Oakland Ballers baseball team. How about Danny Clapp and the Acid Ballers? The team is made up of acid heads with Black Panthers and their families in the bleachers. Who's on first? Govinda and the Hare Krishna dancers? The picture's on LSD. The team is made up of acid heads with Black Panthers and their families in the bleachers. Oh, yeah. The mad British driver heads to New York to rescue the beloved cat lady to bring her home to Oakland to be healed of her Epstein-Barr syndrome by Marababa. I see Hare Krishna dancers coming out of the field of corn, led by Allen Ginsberg reading his long poem, Foul. I said, foul ball. I was born to be out of bounds, not even in the same ballpark. He starts reading Foul Ball. The ABs are hosting the Berkeley E. Chingers who consult the oracle before they come to bat by throwing 3 Chinese coins. They're heckled by the Black Panthers, eating fried chicken and throwing bones at the Book of Change yin yang logo. All of a sudden, from helping get Christina a new roof on her house at Penn State, we're now trying to save Oakland and get some publicity for this new pro baseball team. Who played at the Acid Balls at the Longshoremen's Hall? Avalon Ballroom. Would Baller Management buy shares in our music for publicity purpose? What do they got to lose? We're talking about Oakland, the land of acid losers. Blame it on the acid, man. Here's Baba. It's now 1:22 p.m. And it started at 7:30. Peter. The lineup at Longshoremen's, Danny Clapp and the Nutsackers, with Mofo Joe on skin flute, AG on the stage reciting how he was fouled in the Kansas City rest stop. And I laugh. The question remains, was the acid in West Oakland any good? He had his urinal violated. I mean, we could pull, this could be a satiric Broadway musical, One of the songs is, I had my urinal violated. Because that's huge. And the Supreme Court's going to be tackling this one, transvestites allowed in the women's bathroom. And so, got an idea to put this in our musical. And Peter laughs back. The Gentleman Club, frequented by poet prima donnas. Brilliant. Me. Asked Nat, the dude with the horse tattooed on his forehead, dance at the poetic urinal fairies. Deal with homophobia. Cause a couple wars right now. Dance to the poetic urinal fairies. Good stuff. Peter. Nap was one of the to be very wary of. He probably had made it up to the third floor. Oh, yes, the mummy on the third floor. Great. That is so good. See, Peter just has to respond and give me just a bit there, and I get it. I pick up on it. And I expand it. I'm the writer, And we talk like this, rap like this. See, the van of the British Acid Man breaks down in New Mexico and is challenged to a peyote showdown with natives who claim they tripped with Jim Morrison. I have to call bullshit on that, old chap. On the front porch, Nap is talking to me with no shirt on, showing me the image of a horse all men have on their chest. See, the nipples are the horse. His eyes, he was covered in soot, sweating. The eyes, the shirt off. The mummy meets the walrus man on the third floor. Fuck, we got a hit. The Brit dances off into the sunset and becomes a great white ghost. Christine calls 13th, and Mike Ritter speeds to rescue in his muscle car, speeding back to Oakland to catch the Baba show at the Fillmore. She sings her hit tune from the pan into the fire. That's her song. I got to write the lyrics. Hopefully Peter can write the music. The urinal dance will make or break our show. I see a chorus line of tap dancers in urinal costumes, facing my fears on LSD. Why am I seeing 100 limp wrist fairies grabbing at me in that old Kansas bus stop on Route 50? Oh, Lordy. Swami X left the house in 85. I wanted him to play the king of the urinal fairies. We tried to get him at my wedding reception. Thomas Pynchon, who loved our musical. Mimi and Richard, we gave it our best shot. Jai Baba. Now it's 5:45. As fate would have it, the Mexican boy is a cousin of Reuben Blades, who holds a big Cinco de Mayo bash and block party and closed off the 13th. What about Baba and Buddy Billy? They've been taken hostage. Patty Hearst and Sin Q. Danny Clapp gets the Panthers to agree to set Billy and the Babaites free for a price. Google the Warriors. Marianne and I stayed overnight with Saul Urey and talked about the gangs to Oakland. The spirit of Mayor Baba has dictated this winning idea. You are a witness. And the ghost of Phil Silvers, who everyone forgot about but me. My name is John Presco. I co-wrote this naked Oakland tale. Save Oakland, free Billy. Peter, Phil, the spitting genius, wanted it all but ran out of time. The gangs of Oakland, in particular the Farrell brothers and Little King Viagra, got him to him first. Phil was addicted to gambling. He might have known Big Bones Remmer, who ran Cal Nevada and the Key Club in Emeryville near the California Hotel. Phil is old school. I read an article about the writing of Hotel California. Guys and dolls. Sinatra meets the zone. Baba sneaks into the Key Club in disguise and breaks the bank. Big Bones Rimmer puts a contract out on the deaf, dumb, and blind old fart that throws a mean pair of bones. Phil and the Who hide Baba in their room at the California Hotel and write the best rock song of all time with the help of Zone and Doc's band, which was the Tower of Power. We don't have to pay attention to real time and chronology, history, because the young don't know and the old ones don't mind. Picture of the California Hotel in Oakland. "11 a.m. this morning, next day. This morning I Googled The Who and Radio London. I found an album of Who songs that most have never heard. My late friend Ben Tony was the director of Radio London and knew the Beatles for starters. Baba forbid forming a church around him, but not a radio church. Herbert Armstrong founded KORE that I tried to save. He broadcast his religious show on several pirate radio stations and paid long bills. 6 years ago, I took over his church, the Radio Church of God. See my last post. Ben and I communicated every day on Facebook for 3 years. I can say Baba is directing the show. We should meet at the Baba Center in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We can get a room for $28. It's a 10-hour drive from West Virginia. We should ask Peter Townsend to join us and Rick Chapman. I just found an article about the Who album Radio London, and it's a spoof on pirate radio that I've posted much about on my blog, Rosemont Press, which you must read and acknowledge you have read it. I saved you, Peter Shapiro, from obscurity. I have placed you and your band with the Who, other than a poster. In 2 years texting, we have carried on in the tradition of rock operas and the satire their albums highlight. Quite amazing. I don't know how long this has been going on. How many minutes? Oh, 30. Okay. Well, this is John Presco. Been an amazing journey for sure. Jai Baba, I believe this has been dictated by Baba. A lot of my direction in life and what I've done has been dictated by Mary Baba. Don't worry. Be happy. Be careful out there, you hear?